welcome. Today we're just going for 4 wins with a standard deck. This is basically it's monogreen modify. So we're using kodama to try and dig lands out of our deck. Let's see, we are this time. I'm going to use some removal. So bouncers got 2 bouncers beat down, and I'm going to try Duel for dominance. Now, why am I using this one, this fight card? Because it is the one that puts a counter on the chosen creature. So that kind of helps fuel our plan a little bit. Thought it's worth a try. I've been doing a bit of drafting Midnight Hunt, so I've got a few additions from that. I got an extra Briarbridge tracker. I mean, this doesn't synergize because with the deck it doesn't get a counter on it, but it's a good card. Effectively, it's giving you a clue card, so it's effectively drawing a card when it comes into play. So I fancy just playing with this card in the deck. And we're now up to 3 primal adversaries, so you can pay 5 mana to give this a counter, and you can also get a turn 1 of your lands into a 3/3. And that seems to be optional. So if you're worried about Wrath of God kind of effects, you don't have to turn your land into a wolf. But I am you kind of envision that sort of late game scenario. You top deck a primal adversary with loads and loads of mana, and you can pay a bunch and just overwhelm them with lots of lands. You've got so many lands you can actually afford to have untapped lands to be turned into wolves, and so you can use the haste. It seems like a fun plan. So we've got Topiary Stomper as the other rampy thing. Jugan kind of ramps as well because it makes a monk. And then we've got a top end here. This time we're going to Invoke the Ancients, to Kura, Toverlaw's Huntmaster, Titan of Industry. So there's you can see there's something missing. We're trying a version of the deck without the Defiler of Vigor. So it's kind of, I think you either play Defiler of Vigor or you play Invoke the Ancients, because of course this is not a green permanent card, so it doesn't trigger Defiler. So I feel like I want to give this card some time to shine. We'll see what it can do. See if we can ramp out a few lands as well. The other mono green decks I've been trying to use Azusa's Many Journeys and Boseiju to dig forests out of my deck, so I've got one card to play the extra lands, and other cards to dig the lands and put them in my hand. Which is, it's one way of doing it. I don't know if it's the best way of doing it. But yeah, it feels like it's worth a try. Now this might be a terrible idea, but let's try going into standard ranked and see how it is. And of course, Meat Hook Massacre has just been banned, so I feel that helps this deck because previous ramp decks, I've been a bit, putting mana dorks in the deck and like early creatures. You kind of think, well, it's just going to die to Meat Hook. It's just probably going to die to Cut Down as well. So it's still vulnerable to Cut Down, but I think it's without Meat Hook, it's just a little bit more playable. The Gala Greeters are a little bit more playable in particular. So this is only a 2-lander, but we might get stuck. We've managed to draw 3 of our top end cards here, so this might not be a good idea. We're going second, so it gave us a chance to draw a land. Maybe it's the right call. I don't know. Okay, we've got bankbuster, so I think rather than play the Greeters, we'll play bankbuster, and then we can Unless it gets countered, of course. Then it can, if you don't top deck a land, we can always draw a card. Yeah, it's dead. It's out of there. Spell Pierce. So we're against blue tempo, and we didn't draw a third. Well, oh, we drew a third land now. That's nice. Right. We could ramp with Topiary Stomper. We could play Gala Greeters. I feel like let's go for the Gala Greeters and just see if it gets countered. And then if it doesn't, at least we're getting a treasure off it next turn to try and get to our big stuff. Yeah, that's countered as well. Okay. We're running him out of counter spells. That's the theory. Okay, we hit a land. That's nice. We can get to 5 land with a Topiary Stomper. Or we bait out another counter spell by playing Primal Adversary. And he's got to deal with this. This is quite a serious creature. Okay, yep, that's another counterspell. It's counterspell tribal, I think. Okay, this guy's quite good because it draws a card. It's also a threat. I think we'll do this because we want him to counter this rather than Topiary Stomper. Topiary Stomper kind of unlocks the rest of our deck. It's a syncopate for 2. Okay. It's cool. I've not played against counter spells for quite a while. It's interesting. So that maybe the right turn 2 play was actually Gala Greeters because he just had Spell Pierce, I think. Anyway, we'll just go for the Topiary Stomper. See if he's got counter spell number 5. Interesting, okay. It resolves and we get a forest. That's nice. Just remember, he's running Spell Pierce, so maybe creatures are a little bit better. Than non-creature spells, so we might want to go Kura rather than Invoke the Ancients. Oh, he's got his card advantage card. Right. Duel for Dominance is quite good. We'll try a Kura this turn. It resolves. Okay, cool. This just, yeah, it's draw and discard before it transforms. Okay, he's going to make it bigger to just speed up the clock, I guess, on me. Fair enough. And he gets a draw and discard now. We'd quite like to hit about, well, we'd obviously like to hit 6 and then 7 mana. Right, we can do 2 spells here. We could actually Gala Greeters and then Duel for Dominance. Unfortunately, we've got 2 4/4s, so we don't get the token. Or we just Invoke the Ancients. But this is just pure card advantage, so I think we'll try and turn it back to daytime. I think that's the plan. So Gala Greeters first. Or do we... maybe we Duel for Dominance first. getting negated, okay. That's one less negate for the Invoke the Ancients, and we'll play Gala Greeters. Which could actually give us some useful life gain if it gets through. And yeah, we don't want to attack because he's the beatdown right now. We want to stay back and defend. And we successfully got it back to daytime. But obviously he's a draw go deck, so he can keep switching it to nighttime. He actually discarded a counter spell. Nice. We will invoke the Ancients. I think we've drawn all of our top end here. I think we've literally got 1 6-drop and 2 7s. But that's what happens. There's another Urtai Scorn, okay. But that's good, that's a proper counterspell, and he's discarded another proper counterspell. Unfortunately, we can't do anything next turn unless we draw a land or something that we can do. No attacks, yeah, don't attack. He's just going to get card advantage from this now. Pure card advantage. 2 cards left. Okay, we drew something that we can do. Let's see if he's got another counter spell. Makes it into play. Amazing. Okay. I think we get the treasure token. Is there anything you can bring back from the graveyard? Yeah, so he's gone through 3 of his Urtai Scorns. Eat 1 of them. What I didn't think about is the cost reduction my guy gives, but literally all of his cards are instants. We'll do no attacks. Okay, it's another flyer. Okay. So you can flash, not flash, you can phase out my stuff. That's an interesting interaction. So this guy phased out, and oh yeah, we die. Okay, yeah, fair enough. He actually lost the card that was underneath Cemetery Prowler disappeared, which is a weird. I wouldn't have thought that would happen if he got phased out. I thought that only happens if you get, exiled from the game and you come back. But there you go. Well, this I don't know if we're going to get to 4 wins, to be honest, if every game's going to be like that. We did have a slightly dodgy 2-lander. Okay, I think I like this hand. Solid 3-lander. I think we probably want to dig for another land. We would like to get to 4 land. Just Crystal Grotto. Okay, that's some interaction. We might need that. Okay. Thalia. Great. Obviously, we don't want to trade off for Thalia for 2 for 1. So I'm going to play Topiary Stomper. Yeah, let's attack. Oh yeah, that gets training. That's a good point. So it's actually he's swinging back for 4. Actually, pretty good. We've top deck to land. So I'm traumatized by all those counter spells. I'm thinking, well, what do I want him to counter? But so, yeah, Topiary Stomper again. So what's he got? He's got a Fateful Absence. Okay, sure. Put a token on the Stomper. Get a land. Play a Boseiju. And next. And the turn. Oh, yeah, nice. That's that can pump his team, of course. And I'm going to take 6. But let's pop the clue token, see what we get. Another land. Oh, that's good. That is very good. Topiary Swampers. Yeah, that gives me a clue token. That's good. That's card advantage. Okay, we've got. You know what? Tap. Tap. Kodama. Duel for dominance. I'm thinking onto Thalia. Making this a 5/5. Or maybe on the adversary. Maybe on the adversary. Swing for 10. Get 2 lands out of the deck. Cool. That's Duel for Dominance actually doing some work there. That's pretty cool. Sarah Paragon. Yeah, lets you recast all of your shit. So this is one of the reasons I've put more removal in the deck, literally because of this card just letting you recast everything. It's an absolute nightmare. Yeah, I like this card. I think that's a reasonable top deck. Right. So good point here. We don't have Coven anymore. And okay, he's going to concede. Fair enough. Yeah, I think that's fair. Right, we have the combo here. So I learnt this from Monoblack Magic. Did this first. Reckoner Bankbuster has tokens on it, and kodama is power 3, so he can crew the Bankbuster. It can swing in and get you a land turn 3. See if this guy has mono blue. No, just thinking. Spell Pierce on the turn 2 Bankbuster is pretty brutal. Two islands. We're thinking, well, he might bounce the Bankbuster, but let's not worry too much about that. Oh, I've misplayed it already. You don't want to play the Grotto here, because obviously we're digging a land out of the deck potentially if all goes well. So we probably don't need that land, but it's going to get shuffled anyway. Silly me. Right. We'll see if kodama gets countered. Yes, it is. Okay. Never mind. Oh, can't Silex. Nice. Okay, this just kills everything. Sure. If we want to be stubborn, we could play kodama anyway, swing in for 4, get an extra land, and then he just pays. He taps and pays 3 and kills both my guys. But we ramp out a land. We get some compensation, but also we can just draw a card. I think we'll play Gala Greeters and invite him to use. You still need him to use the Silex, otherwise we've kind of got a problem. We can't really build up any kind of board at all. Activate only as a sorcery. Okay, the tracker does make a non-land permanent. I don't think playing the tracker's good here. I think we just swing in with Greeters. But you can see how, yeah, just this card has really slowed down my deck. Maybe I should have just gone for the kodama, swing in, get a land, and then that kind of forces him to use it. Of course, I could ramp up to the skyscraper, Titan of Industry. I think that would somehow, I think that would get counterspelled. Okay, we've got. I reckon we've got. I mean, we could draw a card off this, but also digging 2 land out of the deck. I think it's time for kodama. It's time for a counter on you. We don't need the the card. I think we just need to swing in and get 2 land. Obviously, yeah, taking the last token off means it doesn't trigger kodama, which is a good point. Just nearly forgot about that, and we just end the turn there. Oh, yeah, nice one. Silver Scrutiny. Yeah. He's going to refill his hand, but he's going to he has to kind of tap out for this. Well, he tap 3 anyway. Tap 3, and then play another Skarn Silex maybe. Kura's quite a good answer because that's got a death trigger. Oh, yeah, it's just destroy actually. It's not exile, which is very decent. We've got 8 manas to play with, which is pretty nice. Okay, Primal Adversary. What can Primal Adversary do here? Okay, well, it's probably going to get countered. We might play it if he taps out. I think just go for a simple Briarbridge Tracker here. And then we've still got enough for Kura. Because you've got so much mana. Yeah, let's go for Kura. Maybe he's got no counter spells. Yeah, just an impulse. Okay. Interesting choice. Maestro's Theatre. Okay, he's going to bounce Kura. Fair enough. Why would you willingly use a tap land? That's getting bounced as well. Okay, that works out alright for me. Tolarian Terror is here. Okie doke. Tolarian Terror times 2. I think I'll give that a nice. I think that's pretty good. Right. What's the first thing we want to do? I think we'll do tap a Grotto and 2 mana. And we want to go for a Briarbridge Tracker. And we do this, yeah, same again. We'll do Cure the Boundless Sky. But that gets counterspelled this time. Okay. We'll take 10. It's fine. I guess he's figuring I want to dig some lands out of my deck, which is reasonable. 1 card left. He's got the... this has got Vigilance, by the way. I think I just attack with Briarbridge Tracker. Nine mana. 6 mana to pump a couple of times. I could actually swing for 10. This would be a good surprise, though, for him to have. Swing for 4. Topiary Stomper seems good. Six mana left. We don't want to play. Obviously, yeah, we can't kill him with that. We'll go ahead and play. We're obviously playing a lot of creatures here. Oh, right, no, I get it. Khan Silex, you only kill small things. So we're dead. I just got it. I just realised how dead we are. It took me a while, unfortunately. So the only... I think we messed up. The only way to get around this is make a big primal adversary and bouncers beat down one of the terrors. We'll just have to eat our clue tokens. See if we can find an answer. But that's a nice combination I haven't really thought of. That is a ridiculous 7 mana creature that works really well with Karn Silex. Okay, so I think he's got me here. End turn. Good game. Well, we know about that one now. I think I'm quite familiar with Navinral's disc, so I kind of in my mind I've got a mental shortcut there where I think, oh yeah, Karn Silex is just Navinral's disc, but no, it's a better version where you can just kill all the small creatures and get your big creatures through. So never mind. I think we like this. I think we can keep it. We can bankbuster and try and draw into land, basically. Not ideal, but just in case we don't draw top deck land. We're not going to top deck land, so we go bankbuster. So this is Bant. Is it Bant humans? Bant tokens? It's an elf druid. Bant ramp, maybe. Okay, let's draw a card and try and get a land. Nope. Well, we got a land. That's good. Gonna look for another land, I think. Of course, yeah. Okay, we're gonna get a land off. We're gonna draw a land off the top. I was just thinking this could be where I kodama and dig for a land. I think we'll play the Beastcaller here. Potentially I can dig for 2 lands next turn. Oh good, Teferi. Always love to see Teferi. Still not quite sure what his ability does, it's very complicated. Artifact, creature, and so it's 3 things he can tap and untap. So he could tap down 3 things, right? He gets a creature, so we'll draw our forest. So we've got something here. We've got let's just read what kodama says though. Has to be combat damage to a player rather than Teferi. I think an exception should be made for Teferi. Right, so kodama. Crew this. And I think it's bye-bye Teferi. I don't think we can suffer Teferi to live. Probably ought to read his abilities. So it's tap and untap artifact land creature. And gain 2 life. Get 1 from your top 3. Oh, and then he becomes the, like that green enchantment when he ultimates. And you get to draw a card as well. Right, he's just slammed in for 2 damage, and he's paying some mana now. Can he pop his briefcase? He's got Silver Scrutiny for all the cards. Wow, that's pretty impressive. We could bounce his beat down and take out the Loam Speaker. Or we could just play Primal Adversary. And that can crew the Bankbuster. We slam for 11. Two lands into play. And depopulate is a thing. Yep. Don't get to do any token stuff, but never mind. Another briefcase. Okay. Can he briefcase yet? I can't quite Titan of Industry yet. I've got 6 mana. Could draw off this. Play Gala Greeters. Just kind of a... or I could keep the pressure up with Invoke the Ancients. Maybe that's the best course of action. Go for trample and trample. Instant speed removal, maybe? A Seiju, okay. Good. Well, he's going to use up one of those, and I'm going to get to ramp out a land. So that makes my Titan of Industry happy. Do we want to play Gala Greeters into another board wipe? Yes. Yes, we do. 100%. And sure enough, we have another board wipe. That's 2 down. 2 down. Another briefcase. Okay. Okie doke. Right, Sign of Industry. Pop a briefcase before he draws lots of cards off it, maybe. Or maybe we don't care if he does that. I think we're just going to get the biggest board possible. Oh, it might have counterspell, of course. So, warrior and shield counter seems like a good idea when he's got board wipes. Red mana. Black mana. Kami War. Oh, nice. So this is, yeah. So I forced that out of him, I guess. He's had to exile. Had to use that to exile something. Crystal Grotto. We like that. Let's have a look what we've got. Forest can go to the bottom. And yes, he could have a counter spell, but he didn't have one last turn. Yeah, if he's got the casualty 1 counter spell, he can get me here. Destroy enchantment and put a shield counter on creature you control. He's going to get Fateful Absenced. Fair enough. Bit too late for the shield counter, but it can go on the Rhino, I guess. It's a really interesting deck, 5-color deck. I would expect him to have a few more treasures though. So we'll go ahead and pop the clue. Get a card. Very, very good. Let's bankbuster. It's got negated, okay. He does have counter spells. Okay, cool. Okay, I think, is it, yeah, we go. Well, we've managed 2 wins. I think I'm happy with that. We'll just have a quick look at the deck. I'm pleased with how the deck performed. I thought that was pretty reasonable. We lost against the mono blue counterspell deck with using it was the Silex Tolarian Terror combo. We'll just remember that one. We've got options to deal with that in the deck, I suppose. But obviously, he's got all the counterspells, so it's a little bit difficult to deal with. If that deck was became the meta, you'd play a few more early answers to artifacts, I guess. But it's definitely not going to become the meta, I would guess. The creature I'm thinking of is the 2-mana werewolf, just because I've seen it recently. Oh, there's also Kappa-Tech Wrecker. Yeah, that would be it. And that one has got a Death Touch counter, so that would actually work perfectly with this deck. You could run that just in case, and then Death Touch is quite handy as well with Duel for Dominance. Just a case of what do you want to actually cut for it. Outland Liberator is the one I was thinking of, but it doesn't have any counters on it. Yeah. But yeah, Kappa-Tech Wrecker could be quite a good option in this deck. We've probably got a few too many primal adversaries, if I was had to be honest. But I think I want to keep playing this and just see if I can get the primal adversary dream. Actually make some Forest Wolves. But yeah, yeah, you can definitely play Monogreen without Defiler or Vigor. That's what I guess I'm trying to prove here. And I'm playing a few more kind of value cards. So you've got Death Trigger on Kura, which leaves a creature behind. Titan is obviously huge value. Tovalar makes creatures. You get 2 creatures out of Invoke the Ancients. This digs a land out of the deck. This can make creatures and get tokens. This can help you dig land. This help you ramp. Yeah, this makes 2 creatures. Jugan defends the temple. That's quite a good one. Cemetery Prowler, yeah, does a bit of eats their graveyard and does cost reduction. We saw Bribridge Tracker a few times, so this makes it basically replaces itself, gives you a card draw option. I think I'm happy with about these 5 removal spells. I'm quite excited to play Duel for Dominance and try to actually get Coven and get it to work and be another source of counters. I think this is particularly good with Kappa Tech Wrecker if we play this with the Death Touch. I think Bouncer's Beatdown does not work with Death Touch because it says Bouncer's Beatdown deals X damage, but this does get around instant speed removal, so even if they kill your biggest creature, this still gets to do damage equal to the power of your next biggest creature. So I think this is why this is kind of interesting and quite kind of useful. Yeah, Bankbuster's obviously fantastic. Got to do the kodama shuffle with it. That was pretty good. And we've got the Beastcallers, the Gala Greeters. Solid early drops. Yeah. So I think, yeah, I think I quite like this deck. I think we went to either 2 and 2 or 2 and 3. I think it's not bad for a first attempt. I think we've got some some comeback mechanics against the sweepers. Yeah. Anyway, I think that is a video. So thanks for watching.